Nah, Sean Strickland is definitely one of the most craziest dudes in the UFC, or in general. All in the span of 24 hours, he was able to do this. He had a face-off with Donald Trump, beat the absolute snot out of Sneako. Like, they literally had to throw in like 4 or 5 towels, and he still didn't stop. Like, they had to pull him off. He almost got in a fight with Machine Gun Kelly, or Megan Fox's husband, aka the Vampire. Told Jake Paul that instead of sparring him for $1 million on video, that him and Jake Paul can go out to the desert with no cameras and handle it like men. Then he's also beefing with Bryce Hall after he said, after Bryce Hall saw the Sneako thing, he's like, oh, that's messed up. If me and Sean Strickland sparred, like, he'd have some problems with me. Which is, like, absolutely not true. Like, yeah, you did bare knuckle, Bryce, but, like, you're not going to give Strickland any problems.
I decided to take a week off, and Sean Strickland decided to do everything on his bucket list within that week. Actually, within 24 hours. Ever since he humbled the Canadian liberal journalist, I've been seeing his name everywhere. I think he also broke a record of the highest number of different craziest headlines in 24 hours. Ever. Literally, in the span of 24 hours, we saw worlds collide. Former UFC champion Sean Strickland stares down Donald Trump in Las Vegas face-off. UFC star Sean Strickland calls Machine Gun Kelly a weird dude during heated confrontation. UFC star Sean Strickland leaves streamer Sneako bloodied in behind closed doors fight. Jake Paul versus Sean Strickland, $1 million fight challenge. Not only this, Sean has been very active on X lately and posted some discussion-sparking things. What else is new, right? Here is one of his recent tweets. How did the gays get an entire effing month? Could you picture Washington seeing Pride Month? Is this to honor the War of Independence, the men who died? No, actually, there is a day for that. It's actually to honor 2 dudes effing. LMAO. As you see, he is like me already dreading Pride Month, and it's only February. He also appeared in a few podcasts recently. He published a video on his own YouTube channel explaining a few situations he found himself in. And a lot of the things he said are relevant to what we usually talk about here on my channel. And you know, guys, I've been discussing Sean Strickland here quite a few times already. I even got in some hot water with a woke journalist from LA, a sports journalist for gay sports to be precise, because I agreed with Sean and his comments about LGBTQ activists being the problem for LGBTQ community. He featured my video in his article, he lied about my content, but anyway, I explain it all here so you can watch it here later. I'll link it in the description as well. So to summarize again, the craziest 24 hours of Sean Strickland: he met with Donald Trump, he almost got into a fist fight with MGK, he beat up an influencer, and got into it again with Jake Paul. Now, I know other people here on YouTube cover details of those stories, but I want to bring a little bit of a different perspective. So let's start with his meeting with Donald Trump. Here is their full interaction.
I don't know these guys at all. Yeah. Dana called, he said, you got to do the knuck.
How are you? Great to see you.
Is it Sean Strickland?
That's the
man
in the audience.
You know, that was a good fight. That was a very close.
Oh, yeah, man.
That was a, he's your friend.
Yeah, money. A little bit of CTE, a little bit of brain damage and CTE goes a long way. Here we are. You're talking to the man himself.
That was a good one.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate that.
You did a good job.
Well, you were at my one before that when I fought the guy in the audience.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
What was this? The guy in the audience didn't last too long.
And then they let
He didn't know what happened.
It's a cool, light, casual meetup. From what I found out, Trump has always been a fan of combat sports, apparently. So, of course, he knew who Strickland was. He saw the most recent fight. But here is what this meeting meant to Sean. Here's what he says.
Trump 2024. But man, I think I gotta run a rally, dude. I think you need me. Oh man, dude, I love the people. Like, I feel like Trump's people are my people, you know? Like, I love the people. What I like about Trump, though, there's no boogeyman. You know, there's no, like, yeah, there's rallies, it's America first. But there's no black versus white. There's no, like, there's none of that. It's just like all he says is we're Americans. And that's something I really found refreshing. Because you go with Biden and, like, Biden, every time Biden talks, it's like black versus white, it's this versus that. It's like, it's just nice to be reminded that we're all Americans.
I'm sure Sean's fans saw this whole video already. It's on his YouTube channel. This was one of the clips that really pointed out what's happening today, not only in America, but in Europe as well, infected by the USA virus. Division. Straight versus gay, black versus white, men versus women. This is what liberal governments and media around the world got us to. Strickland is obviously not a scholar, or a journalist, or a public speaker. He expresses himself the way he does, the way he knows how. But once you get through the raw, sometimes really tough to hear language, you can understand what he means exactly, and a lot of the times you will have to agree with him. Look what happened to LGBTQ community, something he has been very vocal about as well. Activists took it backwards. Gay community gained their rights, people stopped caring about adults living with other adults in romantic relationships, but years after that we are witnessing hate towards LGBTQ agenda because it crossed the borders of ridicule. You don't want to hear about it anymore, you want it to go away. You want the rainbow flag to disappear and not worry about another weird, colorful-haired, pronouns-offended crybaby online. You don't want to worry about your kids' teachers at school pushing an unwanted agenda. You want it to go away. And that's why I think people are counting on Trump so much, and so many really came around to support him. They hope he will make it go away. And to drive my point home here, Strickland also tweeted, "After 3 years of being told Americans are bad, it is refreshing to see someone celebrate this country and its citizens. I bleed red, white and blue. There was a time we all did. I'm still waiting for the day we end the race, gender and income propaganda to finally realize we're all Americans in this together." Anyway, let's jump into the next headline. Mirror wrote, UFC star Sean Strickland leaves streamer Sneako bloodied in behind closed doors fight. The article continues, UFC star Sean Strickland left popular streamer Sneako bloodied and bruised after being challenged to a fight. Former middleweight world champion Strickland is known for not holding back in sparring, and he gladly took up Sneako's fight offer at the UFC's Performance Institute in Las Vegas, despite the streamer having no combat sports experience. Sneako thought he would be doing several rounds with Strickland, but the UFC star only needed one to issue a brutal beatdown. It wasn't that brutal. Come on. Now, we need the actual backstory and the meaning behind all this, because I don't want to be that person saying that the streamer deserved it, but there are enough people on the internet saying it for me. Because I have a theory for it, and it's a bit different than what people focus on. First of all, why did Strickland fight Sneako? Sneako is one of those annoying influencers, streamers who do just that, annoy people and stream it. That's all they are known for. And having watched Strickland's interview, we can assume he considers men like Sneako as less than. So in my opinion, he wanted to show Sneako what that means. That's why he accepted the challenge. Watching the clip from the fight, it doesn't look like he used his full power. But you guys tell me. Here is a little preview for you.
Let's see the influencer. Let's see the influencer. Come on, bro. You're gonna be a fucking man. Let's be They should be setting in right now that nothing you can do can hurt me. And this is a moment that as you're realizing you're about to have a really bad fucking day in the next minute.
But here is where my propaganda brain comes in. It is possible that Sneako challenged Strickland knowing fully well no matter what, no matter how much Strickland holds back, he will get his butt kicked really bad. And it will ultimately make Strickland look bad, to make him look like a sadist, like a bad guy again, bad guy who beat up a nerd. A lot of people reacted this way, it worked. And what about Sean's side of it? He gained more respect towards Sneako for actually taking the beating. Have a listen.
Yeah, and then after Sneako, and again, I don't mind Sneako. After the fact, he took his beating like a man. Like, he was sincere about it. You know, I think he said, "Why did you throw in the towel? Why'd you stop it?" Like, I kind of respect that. Part of me respects him for, I think he would have died there. I really think that he would have stood there and let me beat him to death. And there is a part of me that, like, I respect him for that. So, you know, to his credit, he didn't.
It's very on brand for Sean to see someone persevering, pushing their limits and respecting it, man to man. But like I said, he's been painted as a nerd beater, and that led to the third major headline in 24 hours. Jake Paul versus Sean Strickland $1 million fight challenge. Honestly, at this point, I think everyone just wants to be somehow associated with Strickland, good or bad way. After Taylor Swift and Super Bowl, he is all that we hear about. And people want to get some clout from it too. Anyway, Jake Paul tweeted, "Sean Strickland, you're embarrassing for trying to stop Sneako like that. You weren't even able to drop someone with no experience while going all out." He didn't go all out, okay? "You're a horrid boxer that only picks on inexperienced people. I will fly you to PR and we can fight on camera. If you win, I'll give you $1 million, half your net worth. But if you get dropped, you have to get better tattooed on you. DM me. But just like Paddy, I'm guessing you will find a way to run. Strickland accepted the challenge, but not for the money. He tweeted back, actually Jake, I'll make you a better deal because money can't buy happiness and you have plenty of it and you're still a cunt. No cameras, me and you in a desert, that would buy my happiness. No Instagram, no likes, no games, just you, that's what I want. See what he did there? I'm sure he also realized what I just mentioned. People are trying to use him for clout. So he proposed a private event with no publicity. Also, UFC could sue him for it, so that's another reason as well. I am not going to get further into it. I just wanted to point out how many people are trying to ride on Sean's fame right now, getting into conflicts with him, challenging him, etc. It has become a bit of a circus. And because Sean never holds back, we get headline after headline featuring all those different names next to his. Different situation with Machine Gun Kelly. If you don't know who Machine Gun Kelly is, then first of all, I'm jealous. He's an ex-rapper who once upon a time challenged Eminem, got his behind handed to him, and was forced to literally change his whole music genre. Ever since, we see him as this skinny, tall dude in weird clothes who somehow managed to convince Megan Fox to marry him. Although, learning a bit more about Megan Fox, it all made sense, actually. The article says, Strickland attended the star-studded Power Slap event at Durango Casino and Resort. A video captured by Inside Fighting shows Strickland confronting the Grammy-nominated artist and at one point describing him as weirdo. Strickland also appeared to insult Kelly's clothing. Strickland eventually walked away but took a moment to shout back at Machine Gun Kelly saying, I don't know who the F that guy is. I'm easy to find, vampire man. The altercation appeared to remain strictly verbal. Here is the clip of the whole thing.
Sean, what just happened with Machine Gun Kelly?
What happened?
I'm easy to find, vampire man.
Hey, you're cool off him or what? You're cool off him?
Say what?
You're cool off him?
I got your back, Sean. Don't trip. I got your back.
Well, something happened there. We need one of those TikTok lip readers to see what Sean said. I only managed to understand you look like you're dressed like something. Let's all remember that Machine Gun Kelly is a creep. I already mentioned that he had Eminem come after him, but let me tell you why. From what fans can understand, the beef between Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem started with a 2012, now deleted tweet by Kelly commenting that M's daughter, Hailey Jade, was hot. She was 16 at the time. At the time, fans thought Eminem had ignored the comment, but it appeared he harbored resentment behind the scenes and took it out on him, for sure. Sean Strickland found out Machine Gun Kelly was engaged to Megan Fox. Evidently, someone filled him in on all the insane details of this relationship because we started seeing tweets like this one. You guys, what the F is going on? Transformers Megan Fox is with that thing? What the actual F has happened to the world? What did I miss? Is she okay? Is this man the devil? Megan Fox, are you okay? Do you need assistance? And again, what does he mean by that? I need to bring some reference here. This is Megan Fox talking about drinking Machine Gun Kelly's blood.
I'm also 4 years older than him, so I think I made him, my thoughts and intentions grew him into the person that he is. Who knows what he would have looked like or been like if it wasn't for me. I guess drank each other's blood might mislead people, or like people are imagining us with like goblets and we're like Game of Thrones drinking each other's blood. It's just a few drops, but yes, we do consume each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only. It is used for a reason, and it is controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood and each drink it. He's much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just like cut his chest open with broken glass and be like, take my soul, let me bleed on you. It doesn't not happen, let me tell you. Maybe not exactly like that, but a version of that has happened many times.
Then Strickland tweeted also this. Someone said, be careful, Machine Gun Kelly doesn't like when you make fun of Megan. What does that even mean? Do I need to glue wood chips in hollow points? Do I need to carry a crossbow? Buy a wooden stake? Is this how I become the new Blade? I don't know, guys. We are cultivating crazy. Let's also not forget that Megan Fox dressed all her 3 sons in dresses. She recently released a poetry book in which she expresses how much she hates men. Oh, that's why she's with Machine Gun Kelly, because he resembles nothing of a man. We are making crazy famous and rich, and that's why Strickland has gained so much support and such a big fan base over the past year. He is simple, he says what he thinks, he doesn't hold back, he's not intimidated by celebrities, and he is there protecting and standing up for traditional normal woman-man relations. I'm so tired of the crazy on the internet, but I am even more tired of people who defend it, who follow it, who believe it's okay. It comes down to all those issues we are dealing with today. Transitioning kids, cool, normal. Kids being able to consent to sex. Mentions of it as normal are already out there and have supporters. Women selling their bodies for $3.99 per month, completely normal. Actually, liberating, good business. Men using women's bathrooms, also super great. I could go on and on. We are living in a cuckoo world, and Strickland is here calling it out unapologetically. Anyway, someone answered Sean on his tweet I brought up at the beginning of him asking why there is a Pride month. Not a day, but month. The answer was because of this guy. And it's Bryce Hall, collage of pictures kissing men. And Sean Strickland answered, his manager called my people to set up some sparring and be civil about it. LMAO. You don't get that privilege, Bryce Hall. It's in my gym with my people, and I'll tell you when you're effing done. No time limit, no 10 count, no tap out. I'll tell you when you're done. Bryce Hall is a TikToker and boxer. I know absolutely nothing about him, but since his agent called Strickland people to challenge him to a fight, I stand by what I said. Clearly, people are wanting some clout from all this. And mixing it with LGBTQ issues, riding on Sean's recent comments, it's very, very clear. Funny enough, I think it amuses Strickland. That's why he's even entertaining these things. He is obviously stronger, more experienced. He doesn't have to prove it to anybody. I think it's just fun for him to shake some of those femboys up. So that was a very quick summary of what's been happening with Sean and my thoughts on it. Now I want to hear what you guys think, so let me know in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to never miss another Daily Freddo episode. For even more content, check out my Patreon linked in the description and follow me on Instagram at Daily Freddo. That's all for today. Have a good one.
The girl that I used to you as a child is no longer her. She is with a vampire drinking each other's blood.